we too blue?
Nah, it's our masks.
Hello! I don't know what happened with that countdown. It went back to 6. After it was at 2. Okay.
Some discussion about whether or not we might be too blue, but I don't think we look like Smurfs. I think this is this is appropriate coloring.
I enjoyed the music.
Oh yes, we were just sitting here discussing that we were opening with the Reanimator theme, which is a great way to kick things off.
What was that, from the 80s?
Yeah.
Who in there? I don't know. Ignore that.
Well, welcome to Horror Movie Trivia. Presented from Corner 68 Studios at the Dundee Library.
You look like hitchhiking ghosts.
Yeah.
See, I told you we were blue.
That's fair. I'm Jason Katzian, Adult and Teen Services Manager with Fox River Valley Public Libraries. I'm here with Erica Acevedo, a library specialist, the mastermind behind all of our prior trivia programming.
Yay!
And many other things.
Alright, it looks like we are on about, I'm going to call it a 6-second delay, which is not bad. We're going to get delays in anything, really. Yeah, so I just heard myself.
Okay.
Okay, if you guys haven't done so already, go ahead and log into the game. If you have logged into CrowdPer already, you should see what we have on this side here, which is the Horror Movie Trivia Round 1 screen. And that hasn't started yet. You will be prompted to create a username. Go ahead and create one. Obviously library friendly.
And for anyone who doesn't know, you can communicate with us within the YouTube chat, and we will be monitoring that. Certainly let us know if there are any volume issues or any delays or of that kind, or you could just be talking about horror movies within the chat. That is ideal.
Yeah, how is the volume? Can someone go ahead and let us know? Should we be talking louder? Are we okay? Fix that. You're fine.
Excellent.
Okay, we got a you're fine, so alright.
We're calling that good enough. You will have noticed that both Eric and I are wearing our protective masks.
The disgruntled Jedi.
The disgruntled Jedi says, little quiet, but not bad.
Not bad.
Alright. Thank you, Jedi.
Okay, also I'm looking down often because I am moderating the chat, so if you do see something in the chat, that is me replying, so I will be looking down a lot.
And if you find that I am looking away from the camera, it is only because I'm consulting my notes, because I want to make sure that I mention every nerdy thing about these horror movies that I possibly can.
Completely. And then I'll jump in with some random stuff.
Oh, and I had mentioned that we will be keeping our masks on for the duration. And I wish I could say that this was going to be part of some Phantom of the Opera-like reveal, where we take them off and have insane grins on our faces. But no.
To agree to be on camera. Yo!
Well, the answer is her love of horror movies. Yes.
Which you wouldn't think so, since I don't actually watch them.
Nonetheless.
I know them.
Nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some stuff I really like about them. Yeah, we're just listening to ourselves at this point. Also, I wanted to talk about the stuff in the back.
This collection is on loan to us from our colleague, Christian Diaz in Youth Services. This is his carefully curated collection of horror figurines and other ephemera. We have to give a special acknowledgement to him. I don't know if he's logged in and participating in the trivia event.
Brave Babe. Oh my, who?
Oh, that
All
is,
right.
That is a great handle.
These are some great names. All right, if you haven't, I like the vampire. Oh, okay, yeah. Also, this guy over here. I'm gonna see if right behind you. So that's Phantom of the Opera. And it just kind of looks like someone with bread on their face, but...
Bread. Okay. Yes, you've got Dracula up in the corner there. All right, we'll stop gesturing behind us, and we will get back on screen.
They need it. We don't completely know where he got these plushes. I know he got some of them in Mexico. I don't know where he got everything else, though. He says he goes thrifting a lot, so
Yes.
I've never found anything that cool. Well, maybe.
A labor of love for our friend Christian.
Now that Disgruntled Jedi is in the chat, I did find a Force FX lightsaber at a thrift store once, and I bought that immediately. It's the fancy one, and it looks like...
I'm just trusting that that is your white whale, not knowing much about Star Wars.
Star Wars!
How many people do we have logged into CrowdPur? Okay, so we've got at least 6 people logged in,
Ooh,
ready to play.
Yes.
Ooh.
All right. So let me. Catching up on the chat, someone just saw Silence of the Lambs, and they went, "Yikes!"
Oh, that is yes. I saw Silence of the Lambs at a highly inappropriate age to have watched that movie, and let me tell you, it was a little traumatic. I rewatched it several times. Maybe just in the last couple months, I watched it again, and such a great movie, holds up, but real creepy.
Oh, I just heard a car go by. LOL. All right, so we are about 12 minutes in to our stream here.
We should do it.
Yeah, we're gotta start them off young.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right. Sorry, I got distracted by the chat. Okay, we'll just give everyone another minute. We'll go ahead and start in a second. You want to go ahead and explain
Sure.
how it'll go?
We will have 3 rounds of horror movie trivia. 3 rounds. Each round will have 10 questions. These questions are going to be ridiculously complicated. I'm hoping that everyone will think that they are fun, even if they prove to be a little too challenging. But I don't know. I have faith in you as horror aficionados. Perhaps you will exceed my expectations. Grave Babe is super excited. I'm excited as well.
We're all excited.
The earlier you answer the question within the prescribed time frame, the more points you will receive. But any correct answer will receive points. Once we progress to the actual game and you have the opportunity to respond to an answer, please know that all the questions are multiple choice. You could do eeny, meeny, miny, mo if you choose. Just know that there is no submit button. So once you click on an answer, you have submitted your answer, okay? We're gonna walk you through this, and our very first question will be a practice question. So you'll have the opportunity to try it out before you progress to the next. And just know that while the first question is a practice question, that is the only practice question. After that, the gloves are off. Simpsons trivia, it was possible to get points even if you got it wrong. Is this the case for this trivia?
No. So it caused a little confusion about... Yeah, that caused a little confusion. So you only get points if you answer it correctly, but you get more points if you answer it correctly.
Right. So if you nail the question the moment it's asked, that's maximum points. But any correct answer, you will receive points.
All right, and like Jason said, the first question of the first round is practice. So we're gonna go ahead and launch it in a minute. It's much easier to play with 2 screens. So if you are watching us on one screen, and you happen to be on a computer, on a laptop, maybe even a tablet, it would be easier to open up another tab and then do CrowdPur on there. If you're on a computer, it's much easier. You can kind of look to see how we have it. We'd show you, but it's madness how our layout is right now. So that would be easier. Again, be very careful which one you select, because that would be your permanent answer. Everything else does count. So only the first one is practice. And we're at 4:15, so if you want to go ahead.
And we should, once again, just address the fact that there will be a slight delay between our speech and what you may see on the screen. Probably no more than 6 to 9 seconds. But just be prepared for that, and we will do our best to mitigate that delay. as much as we can.
All right. Let me just click. All right, the trivia should be live. Can everyone see the on CrowdPer? Can everyone see the first question?
Everyone should see the first question, and there should be a GIF, which I say hard G. Erica, you say GIF.
I just say it so to annoy people.
Yeah, just to be annoying. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so you should see a moving image from the film Poltergeist, and you should see the first question, which is the practice question. Everybody can see it? You can see the question, but not the GIF. Okay.
Are you on mobile or are you on a computer?
Good question. And just know that even if you are unable to see you're on your desktop computer. Okay. And just know that for any question that includes a image, if it has an accompanying still photo or GIF, just know that the correct answer is not dependent on the question. It's just there to illustrate the fact that this is a very, very creepy trivia event.
Hey, Christian!
Christian is also here.
Okay, real quick. That's his collection. So if you can see our chat, this is his collection.
Christian, you missed it while we were saying how cool it is. And your friends in the chat want to know where they can purchase those things. But we told them, it's your curated collection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and show you the answer. So this is how it's going to look. We're going to show you the question, and now we're going to show you a series of multiple choice questions. Or, I'm sorry, choices.
Okay.
And Uncle Fun.
According to the psychic medium in Poltergeist, what room is the point of origin in the haunted house? Is it the basement, the kitchen, the closet, or the attic? Basement, kitchen, closet, attic.
Oh, wow.
Answers are coming in. Okay. Still a few seconds left if you haven't submitted your answer yet. Basement, kitchen, closet, attic. Okay. All the responses are in. I can tell you that you all did very well on this one. The answer, of course, is the closet. Very memorable scenes within Poltergeist. Things being whirling about the room and being pulled into that closet, which is like a odd sort of membrane to the other world. I'm going to not get too hung up on this first question since it was a practice, but the medium was played by Zelda Rubinstein, who has a very distinctive voice, and there's a very long, whispery scene where she talks to the mother in Poltergeist, played by Jo Beth Williams, parodied, I thought, pretty cleverly on Family Guy. I don't know if you've seen that, but yes, Zelda Rubinstein was the medium, and the closet is the point of origin. All right, that was your practice question, and there will be no others.
There are no others. This is it.
From here on out, this is the real thing.
I wanted to make a Final Girl reference, but I'm not, since not everyone here is female. There is the final guy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a trope.
Yep, that's a trope. Mario Gamer knows all about the tropes.
Okay.
Good luck, everyone. All right, here we go.
Moving on to question number 2. Oh, look at that. I hope that you can see the accompanying visual image here because it is glorious. One of my favorite moments in all of horror movies. This is so fun. Famous transformation. All right. Question number 2. An American Werewolf in London features a legendary on-screen werewolf transformation. These werewolf effects were designed by what Oscar-winning special effects artist? Is it Tom Savini, H.R. Geiger, Carlo Rambaldi, or Rick Baker? Tom Savini, H.R. Geiger, Carlo Rambaldi, or Rick Baker.
Oh, yo.
Overwhelming responses here.
When
oh
in
wow.
doubt, pick randomly.
Random is fine too, as long as you're having fun. Okay. We are out of time. All the responses are in.
All right. Then we gotta. Okay, and the correct answer is.
Correct answer is Rick Baker. Rick Baker. Actually, all of the options that were presented to you are famous special effects creators in their own right, but Rick Baker nominated 11 times for the Academy Award for Best Makeup, winning 7 times. And his win for this particular movie, An American Werewolf in London, actually the first time the Academy Award was even offered in that category.
Yeah.
Best Makeup Award. So, a legendary figure, Rick Baker.
What a guy. Seriously, what a guy. So Rick Baker, in an effort to conserve a lot of the, because he does practical and makeup effects, right? So that's physical. So that's contrary to visual effects, which is mostly computers. In an effort to go ahead and conserve a lot of all of that, him and a couple of other filmmakers have something called the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures over in Los Angeles, over in LA. And right now it's obviously closed, but they're planning new exhibits, and his makeup is one of the exhibits. So if you ever just want to go see everything that, like that right now, that transformation, I think they have that werewolf head.
Man.
Like,
Yeah, I really need to see that. It'll happen.
I don't know, did he ever have those library conventions in LA?
No, right.
No.
Like the Public Library Association conference in Los Angeles. Man, that might be too much for the librarians. Those conferences get crazy anyway.
They get crazy.
LA, yeah, maybe someday. I mean, they hosted in New Orleans. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, wasn't it in New Orleans last time? All right, cool.
All right, everyone is doing outstanding. Already, you are impressing us with your knowledge, your arcane knowledge. We will move on to question number 3. And I hope that you can see the accompanying image, very illustrative of the question. But if you cannot, that is fine. You do not need it to provide the correct answer. So, question number 3. In The Bride of Frankenstein, Elsa Lanchester's iconic hairdo was inspired by what historical figure? Is it Cleopatra, Nefertiti, Alaric the Visigoth, or Zenobia? Cleopatra, Nefertiti, Alaric the Visigoth, Zenobia.
Oh, yo. Some of you really know your stuff. You just answered it immediately.
This is a very impressive crowd.
Oh! I think we're still missing one more. Oh, we're out of time.
One of you might not have been able to submit your answer in time, but most of you got it in there. This one we kind of split. The correct answer, which I will now display. Correct answer is Nefertiti. And I think, given your responses, most of you understand the reasoning for this. But it all comes down to the famous bust of Nefertiti, which you may have seen. She has... It's early in the game, a lot can happen. Famous bust of Nefertiti, she has a very distinctive headdress that she wears, which is sort of expands the range of the top of her head, and ultimately it looks a lot like Elsa Lanchester's hair as the Bride of Frankenstein. And... the monster's look was designed by Universal Studios' legendary makeup artist, Jack Pierce. Jack Pierce was responsible not just for The Bride of Frankenstein, but for the equally, if not more famous, Frankenstein's monster design. So the very flat head, the bolts, all of that is makeup artist Jack Pierce.
Jack Pierce. And if you ever do, yeah, it kind of happened with Frankenstein as well. where Elsa Lanchester, she was credited with being Mary Shelley at the very, very beginning of the movie.
Right.
You know, because, oh, listen to my tale, right? That kind of thing. At the very end, where they're displaying the credits, it doesn't list her as the bride.
Yeah.
It's just like, because they did that with Frankenstein too. It was just like
Frankenstein,
this question mark.
they had a very dramatic question mark.
Question mark.
As though no human could have portrayed that creature. Clearly, it was a monster.
Pip in the pew, but he wasn't an option.
Yeah.
Nope.
A lot of great responses in the chat. This is fun.
All right.
Okay.
Question number 4.
Question number 4. And if you have the accompanying image, that should be a familiar fellow.
Kidding. Yeah. Oh.
Question 4. What actress appeared in the 1976 Stephen King adaptation Carrie and John Carpenter's 1978 film Halloween? Is it Nancy Allen, Piper Laurie, PJ Soles, Amy Irving? Is it Nancy Allen, Piper Laurie, PJ Soles, or Amy Irving?
Oh, we split this one.
Oh, it's shifting a bit.
Oh.
Responses are coming.
We're missing 1. If you have an answer, you have another second.
You got a little bit of time. Oh, okay. Not quite everybody got their answers in there, but almost
No,
everybody.
we're out.
Okay, let's just hold for the delay before I reveal the answer.
All right, so the correct answer is...
Correct answer, of course, is PJ Soles. And if you're not quite sure who that is, perhaps the word totally will give you a visual for that character. She's one of the atrocious babysitters in the original Halloween. Is she the worst of the bunch?
No, well, maybe.
She's
Just-
pretty bad.
Just leaves the kid.
Yeah.
Like, okay, bye, I'm off.
But she's a lot of fun, and I think the PJ Soles portraying that character did a great job. Has the repeated refrain totally.
Totally.
Says it pretty frequently, and then also appeared in the movie Carrie. So 2 all-timers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Years and years later, she would, she appeared in all different genres over her career, but years later, she made a real return to horror as kind of a bit more than cameos. But she was in David Gordon Green's Halloween sequel as one of the teachers, which is very cool. She was also in The Devil's Rejects, so she's still around. You'd probably catch her at a horror convention. Totally.
I went to one. The kid who played Sam was there.
The kid who played Sam.
Because I don't know his name. I haven't seen Trick or Treat yet.
That's awesome. Okay, moving on to question number 5. Question 5. Which of the following animals do not appear on screen in the 1931 film Dracula? Which of the following animals do not appear on screen in the 1931 film Dracula? Wolves, possums, armadillos, or Jerusalem's crickets? And no, I will not say that in Latin.
I feel that as librarians we should attempt it.
Erica is now going to attempt the Latin for Jerusalem cricket.
Okay, Stenopagmatus fuscus.
We will just assume that was
We're
correct.
just gonna say that's it. And crickets seem oddly specific.
Didn't it seem oddly specific? Well, there's
It's
a reason
just
for that. Yeah. All right, all the responses are in. Let's take a look. Yeah, everybody answered.
There are more people in here than we're getting answers. So remember that if you participate, that's cool. But you should at least pick an answer, because I think that automatically gives you a 0. I don't know.
If you do not answer, yeah, you get
Yeah.
no points. Yeah.
Who knows? You might get it right.
You never know. Give it a try.
Like the disgruntled Jedi said, eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
You could also do that. All right. We ready to reveal the answer here?
We will. I think our lag might have gotten a bit bigger. Let's see. Okay, we're good. All right. Correct answer is...
Correct answer is wolves. And I'm not sure that anyone answered this correctly. And
No, yeah, we did. Yeah.
3. Okay, excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that this one might have been too difficult. Here's the thing. This question is real weird, but the fact that there are armadillos, possums, and a very specific species of crickets within Dracula is also really weird. And we don't know why that is. An armadillo.
Appeared in the film.
Yes.
And yes.
Many of you watching probably know this. Armadillos are native to the Americas. So very little reason that they should be in Castle Dracula in Transylvania. There is a real fun fan theory I've read, which is that Dracula chooses to have an armadillo near his casket while he slumbers so that it can feast on the insects and that those insects don't burrow into the casket. I'm quite certain that that is nonsense, but it's a lot of fun, and it's more fun than the real answer, which is probably they just chose that for atmosphere. Yeah.
Carrie! Sorry. Also, disgruntled Jedi, the method has not helped you out so far. Keep trying.
Yeah, please keep trying.
Of all of the original Universal monsters, I've seen Dracula the most.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one that... I don't know, I just really like it. I don't know if Bela Lugosi is my favorite Dracula.
I have thoughts on this, but I'm going to hold off until later in the game.
This is going to be an entire thing. But yeah, no. Dracula I've seen very often.
That's interesting.
I've read the book. I have the audiobook, and I don't remember who the narrator is, but they do a really good job. Vampires.
Indeed.
It's all about the drama, and I'm here for it.
Okay.
The chat, yes.
Well, all of you are doing great.
Oh boy.
We're going to move on. Actually, before we progress to question number 6, we should probably take a look at the leaderboard and see how everybody's doing.
Yeah, so after 5 questions, we're going to go ahead and display how everyone's doing using the leaderboard. And it will just display how you're doing in this particular round. Eventually, we will show how everyone's doing. I'm not last. It will display everyone's cumulative score. But for right now, especially since we're still in round 1, it's only showing this round. And KC is doing very well with first place at 16 points.
Suspiciously well.
Suspiciously well. Followed very closely by the other one. Who's the other one? Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
That's mysterious. All right, we'll stop speculating on who you are. We're just glad that you're participating. Everyone's doing really well.
Yeah, all right. Disgruntled Jedi. I'm glad you're here. I'm really glad you're here.
All right, we're going to get back into it, and we're going to move on to question number 6. Question number 6. I have to say, this is the most alarming visual accompaniment that we have. It really creeps me out, this image of Regan from The Exorcist. Maybe this is a good time to just say, the intent here is to have fun and not to traumatize any of you.
We're not.
I promise that there will be no gory images. The goal here is really to just have fun with them.
There may be 2 more. Not gory, but sort of a, kind of thing.
So there'll be no gore, but there may be a couple things.
No, there'll be some things.
Okay. All right. Question number 6. In The Exorcist, Regan becomes possessed by a demon named Pazuzu. This demon originally communicates with her as an imaginary friend named Mr. Charlie, Hopalong Max, Father John, or Captain Howdy. Your options are Mr. Charlie, Hopalong Max, Father John, Captain Howdy. Which of those makes the most sense as an imaginary friend who is really an ancient demon? Yes. A true fake friend, Erica.
Yeah, yo. Fake friends.
Yeah.
Not cool.
We don't
Not cool.
appreciate that.
Nope.
Not at all. Okay, let's see how everyone did. All the responses are in.
Oh, it's split.
We did. We split on that one. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll now reveal the answer. The answer, of course, is Captain Howdy. And you may remember this from the scene where they're in the basement together of their rented home, palatial rented home in Georgetown. And they discover that Regan has been playing with the Ouija board in the basement. And when her mother tries it, the planchette moves away from her hand, almost as though some sort of otherworldly being doesn't want her to participate. It only wants Regan. And when asked about this, she explains that it's her imaginary friend, Captain Howdy.
Captain Howdy.
How creepy is that?
Captain Howdy is the imaginary friend who is actually the demon in Poltergeist. This is actually from Poltergeist. That's not the name of the movie. That's replying to the chat. And it's things to make a friend and then turn out to be a demon. He just wants to possess you.
Yeah, I think we've all been there. You know,
we've all been
Super
there.
Mario Gamer 64. You know about fake friends. Before we move on, I will say The Exorcist
comes with baggage.
Very faithful adaptation of the book by the same title, of course, by William Peter Blatty, and it makes sense because the author himself adapted the screenplay from his own novel. And if you have not read The Exorcist,
you will not.
Erica will not.
I will not.
A really worthwhile read. It holds up. A well-constructed horror novel that really influenced a lot of later works.
Yeah.
Set the tenor for the time period, for sure.
I will reread Dracula in the Dark, because I did it in the dark.
Yeah.
I will reread Frankenstein. I will reread Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I am not reading Poltergeist.
Well,
That's not happening.
of all the books we have said, read Frankenstein. I mean, that's...
You can,
Come on.
That's... Yeah, because it's all as a journal entries.
It's
wow, I've never read a book like that.
for sure. It's... Man, this is a real digression. But you did bring up Dracula,
I
you know,
brought it
and
up.
that one is an epistolary novel where it's all letters and then journals intercut. Yeah. We're both librarians, so you just have to accept that we're going to do some book talk here.
Yo, man.
It's going to happen. All right.
You were there at the Star Wars trivia. Sean and I just talked about these books.
That's great.
Okay.
In the chat, someone mentioned, really want to read The Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, that is a book that holds up really well. The preceding book, Red Dragon, is, I think, the creepier of the Thomas Harris novels. But check them out. Yeah. All right, we'll move on. We will move on to question number 7.
If anything, at least not to see that again.
Yeah, if only to be away from that image. Okay, question number 7. In the original Halloween, babysitter Laurie, played by Jamie Lee Curtis,
Woo.
watches what movie on television with the children she's babysitting? And I'll read it again. In the original Halloween, babysitter Laurie, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, watches what movie on television with the children she's babysitting? Is it The Thing from Another World, Plan 9 from Outer Space, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, or The Blob? Your options are The Thing from Another World, Plan 9 from Outer Space, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and The Blob. Ooh, responses are coming in. Interesting. Okay. Very interesting.
All right, time is up, but we are on, I think it's about a 7-second delay at this point, and I don't know why, because we are connected, I don't know. Point is, it's 7 seconds.
Just,
So I'm going to start cutting out 7.
they're all cool. They'll be patient with us. Oh,
Oh!
okay. Well, well, the answer has now been displayed.
This is still catching up. Okay, yeah, that's the answer. It's a Thing from Another World, which is actually a. What other movie also had it? Where people where they just watch A Thing from Another World.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I think it was a Howard Hawks production, maybe, the original Thing from Another World. But I was always intrigued by this because within John Carpenter's Halloween, this movie, or at least several scenes from it, are visible on the television during the babysitting scenes.
Yeah.
And then later in the 80s, John Carpenter would adapt his own version of The Thing from Another World. It stars Kurt Russell. If you have not seen it, it's so great. It has maybe, arguably, the best practical effects of any horror movie I've ever seen. It's so fun. It all takes place in the Arctic. Everyone's very cold and very miserable, and otherworldly things happen. It's great.
That thing.
Yeah, that thing.
That thing. Well, I only actually just I love that movie so much. I love the energy in this chat. My sister and I only just got through our summarized view of The Thing, both the original and the because you could call it the prequel.
Sure.
Yeah, we only just got through those, and I can see why that movie is loved so much. The teeth thing.
Oh god.
It's wow.
I don't want to give anything away, but yes, it's so good. And I'm sorry if we delayed or if we displayed the correct answers just a little too quickly. We're trying to adjust for the delay on the feed, but everyone did, I think, get their answers in, which is great. Okay, we are going to move on to question number 8. Actor Christopher Lee first starred as Count Dracula in the 1958 film Horror of Dracula. Lee played Dracula in how many Hammer productions over the course of his long career? 5 times, 7 times, 9 times, or 14 times? Your options are 5 times, 7 times, 9 times, or 14 times as Dracula. And as you are making your decision and submitting your response, I'll just say, there could never be too many times. Because he is the most fun Dracula that there's ever been.
For Disgruntled Jedi, he may know him. He's Count Dooku in Star Wars prequels.
Yes, absolutely. We should talk about that. Yeah. Okay, has everyone submitted their answer? Yeah, we got their answers in there.
All right, so time is up in both the chat, in both the stream and in CrowdPer. So, correct answer is... Ooh, you clicked it early.
I did. Sorry.
You're fine. We'll talk later.
Correct answer is 7.
Tarkin, most of his movies.
We got one. Yay! What do we even say about Christopher Lee?
Man, the man was in everything.
Yes. I mean, he was a World War II veteran, lived to be, I think, 93. Let's run through this. He was in a James Bond film. He was in the original Star Wars trilogy. He was in The Lord of the Rings. He was in the Hobbit trilogy. He's Dracula. I mean, come on. Without bringing in too much Star Wars. Erica,
Star Wars.
do you want to talk about Christopher Lee in the trilogy?
I don't know if I want strangers to see me nerd out to Star Wars. See, I just heard what... Anyway. No, yeah, his Dooku was amazing. Because it's just that presence.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell he was amazing. And I haven't read it because Dooku is not my favorite person in anything. And there is a book called, oh goodness, I forgot. Sean has read it. It's still on my list.
Fellow librarian, Sean Blake.
Oh, yeah. Sean is our other resident Star Wars nerd. And he has read it. I have not. I have read more Star Wars books, canon ones. He's read more of the Legends. And I just cannot bring myself to actually read it because he's not my favorite. Because I know what's going to happen. Because he was once like a Jedi. And then he really, really was not.
And that will conclude the Star Wars portion of Horror Trivia.
Although he I mean, he acted until like almost his last days.
He did.
Wasn't he in Dark Shadows with Johnny Depp?
He was. He
Yeah.
became a recurring player in small roles in the Tim Burton
Yeah.
productions. He was even in Sleepy Hollow. Yeah.
And
No,
fought
he was
Tarkin
great.
in most
Resonant
movies.
voice. We love Christopher Lee. We'll stop talking about him now. Moving on to question number 9. Question number 9. This is Erica and I pretending to be skeletons together. Okay, question number 9. Exterior shots of the house on Haunted Hill were filmed at a historic house designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. What is the name of this historic building? Is it Hollyhock House, Falling Water, Ennis House, or Taliesin? Your options are Hollyhock House, Falling Water, Ennis House, and Taliesin. Let's see what sort of responses we're getting. Oh, very impressive. Okay.
Oh, a few more seconds, guys. There's a few missing ones. Skeleton strut.
That is what it is, yeah.
Alright, so that is time and both the stream and on CrowdPer. So, correct answer is
Correct answer is Ennis House. And if you have, even if you haven't seen the house on Haunted Hill, you may recognize this building. Very distinctive. It is. Some have called it Mayan revival, and that's because Frank Lloyd Wright was going through a real weird phase where he was basing some buildings on ancient Mayan temples. The house is very dramatic. It makes sense that it would be used as a filming location. Even if, as I say, you haven't seen House on Haunted Hill, it is very prominently in Blade Runner with Harrison Ford. Memorable scenes there as well.
well, want to talk about the skeletons strutting towards us here?
Yeah, I hope that everyone is able to see the. I don't know. Let us know in the chat. Are you able to see the GIF that is marching towards you?
If not, this live stream is being recorded and it will eventually make its way up on our YouTube channel. And I can see it here on the stream, so you can rewatch it. But yeah, so.
Cool. All right. Final question of round 1 is coming up. I think we're doing great. I actually have no idea how we're doing on time because I am so absorbed in this. The skeleton puppet, yeah.
The phone's ringing.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Okay, but that was considered big for the time. Have you seen?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen this movie? It moves and it's placing its hand on the shoulder. And what was her name?
Vincent Price is the lead.
Yeah.
Elisha Cook Jr. is in it. Yeah, what is her name?
It 448. It what? I'm sorry. Chat is confusing me. I don't remember, but it comes over and it goes, and she is like terrified.
Yes.
And I remember seeing this going, it's a skeleton. Grab it and throw it across the room. It's not that heavy.
Yeah.
It's a great movie for Vincent Price alone. True.
It's a lot of fun, and it's one that people poke fun at. House on Haunted Hill. I don't know if you're familiar with Riff Tracks, which is sort of an offshoot of Mystery Science Theater 3000. They had a whole episode where they riff along to all the very silly, goofy things within House on Haunted Hill. But that movie is a lot of fun, and in 1959, that skeleton marching towards you. I mean, come on. Yeah. It's William Castle we're talking about, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Final question of round 1. Question number 10. The 1922 film Nosferatu, A Symphony of Horror, is an unauthorized and unofficial adaptation of Bram Stoker's 1897 novel, Dracula. What was Count Dracula's name changed to in the film? Is it Count Drevin, Count Orlok, Count Vlad, or Count Alucard?
Hey, Jedi knows this one. Yes. See? All right, Jedi.
Answers are coming in. Let's take a look. Oh, man. Okay. Everybody did great in this.
Watch this at the library. Yes, you did. Yes. Isn't this,
We did.
Yeah. We had a program on this.
Wow. Man,
I
we are
forgot.
just really killing it here at the Dundee Library. Yeah, we did. We showed that movie.
We had an organist come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had. I wasn't here. I couldn't make it that night because it was Halloween night. I had stuff to do, but
Halloween's a very important night.
it's very important.
Yes.
But yeah, we had an organist come in. We showed the movie. I think it was like a full room, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it
yeah,
was great. We had good
amazing.
turnout. Yeah.
Yeah,
Are all
props
the
to Carrie
responses
for
in here?
remembering.
Yeah. Shout out to Carrie.
All right, correct answer is
Correct answer is Count Orlok, and I believe everyone answered that. Almost everyone got
almost
that correct.
everybody.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, that's excellent. There is a lot we could say about this. For the sake of time, I will not digress too much. I will just say that the names within the film were changed to avoid having to obtain the rights to the novel. If you don't know, Nosferatu is a silent film, but it's a German production. F.W. Murnau directed this one, and rather than obtain the rights to the book, they just sort of changed the names around a little bit. They apparently were not anticipating a lawsuit, but they got one. Bram Stoker's widow sued the production company, and the result was that it actually brought a lot of additional attention to the book, which certainly paid off in the long run. I would just, another book recommendation, because we can't not, highly recommend the book Something in the Blood, The Untold Story of Bram Stoker, the man who wrote Dracula. It is a biography of Bram Stoker, the author of Dracula, but you'll end up learning a lot about turn-of-the-century literary affairs in general and what people thought was horrifying at the time. Something in the Blood. Check it out. It's on audio as well, if you listen to your books. All right, that concludes round one.
Woo!
And I promise we will pick up the pace as we go along.
I don't know. On some of these questions, we can just talk a lot about.
We really could. We should show the leaderboard so everybody can see how they're doing.
Beforehand, end of round one.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hope everyone can appreciate the. Yes, Eric and I are literally giggling at how clever we are with our end of round gift. You are looking at Freddy Krueger putting on sunglasses because he's just real cool.
Like, yeah. You know, see, look, Carrie did the same thing. We're all on board with the emojis.
Okay, so we all agree. Okay.
Well, do they make horror movie emojis? Someone research this. Are there horror movie ones?
I'm sure there's an extension you
there's
can download. Okay, we should take a look at the rankings and see how everyone's doing.
All right.
And the results on the leaderboard will, of course, just be for the round one, the portion of the event that you've done so far. Okay, in the lead, we've got the other one, a very mysterious figure.
Yeah, the other one with 30 points. Very well done. Disgruntled Jedi! You came right back. Look at this.
Wow, this is really
26.
very close competition.
Shadow Vampire is also a great movie about making an... Oh, okay.
Good call. Yeah.
Yo, Shadow that.
Yeah, I've not seen that in years, but Shadow of the Vampire is very interesting, and I think it might be the only other feature-length production. That particular director was known for an experimental film that he did in, I believe, the late 80s. Ended up directing videos for Marilyn Manson. I will stop talking about this and we will get back on track right now.
All right.
Very close game.
Sorry to say that Ghost, who was a little higher up earlier, has fallen to number 9. How many rounds are there? There are 3 rounds. Okay, Casey, 25. There's no mystery there. There's no wonder who that is. Klaatu. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Whomever that is.
I just assumed it was a Star Wars thing.
We got Roxy Pie. Just log off from the exam at 6. Want to make sure I stay for most of this. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No, we'll be out by that time.
School. Stay in school. And Ghost at 9. All right. Yo. All right. So that was the end of round 1. Awesome. We're gonna go ahead and move all of you over to round 2. You have to do nothing on your part. We're gonna take care of it. You're going to see a change in your screen. It will say that we are in round 2 after we warp you. So we're gonna click here, and whoop. And it did not take into account the thing I wanted.
It's a temporary delay.
Okay, warping noises.
Okay, you just let us know in the chat if you've experienced any issues. Everyone should now be on a page that says Horror Movie Trivia Round 2.
Oh, Christian. Klaatu, the day the earth stood still.
Okay.
Alright, and then Disgruntled Jedi knew that too.
Is Klaatu the robot?
I don't know. I actually haven't seen the
Yeah, we can ask Christian later. We're not above pretending that, yeah, we know.
We don't know everything. Christian, awesome that you knew Disgruntled Jedi. You too. Is it me or is the music a little loud?
Oh, we can turn down the music, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for letting us know. Super Mario Gamer 64.
So yeah, let us know. And then catching up with the chat, and then comically Army of Darkness.
Oh, I can't do Army of Darkness right now. We're gonna talk about it at some point within this event, but Army of Darkness is so fun. Yeah.
And then to stop the robot from killing everyone, kind of Control Alt Delete.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Within the chat, if you just want to let us know that the volume issue has been corrected, that's great, because we can still make changes to the volume of the music if it's distracting for any.
Yeah, if it's distracting or you feel that you can't hear too well, just let us know. Does everyone have round 2? Everyone should have that screen. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, we will kick off round 2.
Oh, no. Here, and then we gotta play.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Question 1, round 2. The title character in Candyman haunts the site of his violent murder in a Chicago neighborhood. What is the name of this Chicago neighborhood? Is it Fuller Park, Englewood, Bronzeville, Cabrini Green? Your options are Fuller Park, Englewood, Bronzeville, and Cabrini Green. Okay, interesting responses.
So,
Really
okay,
impressed
time's
with
up.
everyone's performance here. Wow, this is great. Okay. All right, looks like everyone has submitted their answer, so we will show the correct answer. Correct answer, of course, is Cabrini Green. Cabrini Green. Candyman is such an interesting horror movie. There is so much going on here. I guess we need to acknowledge first that the Candyman is played by deep voiced actor Tony Todd. He reprised this role in 2 sequels, and
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
there's 3 so far, and then the updated Candyman film is supposed to come out in October. written by Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele.
If you're not excited about that, then I don't even know why you're here.
Why are you? Question in the chat: is that a real neighborhood?
Yes, it is a neighborhood, and is of course the name of the housing project that stood there for quite some time. It is integral to the film, so I feel like I should not expand on that anymore.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Right. If you've not seen Candyman, please watch that movie. It's fantastic. Really good. We're excited for the new movie.
I'm just excited for Jordan Peele. Like, geez, wow, where have you been hiding?
Yeah.
Like, wow.
For sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Question number 2.
Question number 2. In the 1983 film The Dead Zone, Stephen King's fictional town of Castle Rock is moved from Maine to what state? Is it New Hampshire, Vermont, Oregon, or Washington? Castle Rock has moved from Maine to New Hampshire, Vermont, Oregon, Washington. And we have time to digress. Erica, do you say Oregon or Oregon?
Oregon.
Same. Same. Okay.
Okay, we have a different amount of people here. Who says Oregon? Or what is? I can't even.
Erica and I both say Oregon. I think some people say Oregon as though it's like, you know, like the Oregon Trail.
No,
yeah.
my friend Benjamin gone. What?
My friend Ben. Oh. Okay. Okay, all the responses are in. Let's reveal the answer here. And the correct answer is New Hampshire. New Hampshire. And you may be thinking to yourself, how did we move from Castle Rock, Maine, within the book, to New Hampshire? And the answer is, I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. But The Dead Zone, directed by David Cronenberg, I think kind of an underrated masterpiece. Absolutely check it out. Even if you're not really that into Cronenberg, some of his body horror stuff I find kind of creeps me out a little. The Dead Zone is a more grounded film. He was actually surprisingly faithful to the source material, the Stephen King novel, and Christopher Walken, absolutely the most subdued performance you're ever going to get from him. Yeah, I would say really good. Yeah.
I think it's an accent thing.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Moving on to question number 3. Yeah, you knew we'd get here, right? Question number 3. Oh.
Castle Rock back in Maine.
Yes, the Hulu show Castle Rock is set in Maine. Yeah, so I think the New Hampshire thing is just a real anomaly within the Dead Zone film adaptation. The chat says groovy. Yeah,
Groovy.
that is correct. Back on track. Question number 3. Ash Williams, played by Bruce Campbell, drives the same car in every installment of the Evil Dead franchise. What is the make and model of this trademark vehicle? Is it a Datsun 240Z? Is it a Dodge Dart, a Mercury Capri, or an Oldsmobile Delta 88? And we'll see if I can say these again before time runs out. Is it a Datsun 240Z, a Dodge Dart, a Mercury Capri, or an Oldsmobile Delta 88?
Just under the wire.
Just
Right.
under the wire.
Let me just see. Oh, wow, we are so split.
Wow, okay. All right, I feel good about this question
right.
now. Interesting. Okay. Just about every participant had a different answer. Very interesting for me to know that.
That's
okay.
very fun.
Yes. All right, we will display the correct answer now.
should have learned my vehicles.
The correct answer is Oldsmobile Delta 88. Yeah, absolutely love the Evil Dead franchise. It's so much fun. I think at this point, it is not just the trilogy that is canonical, but Ash vs. Evil Dead, the television series, continues the story. The Oldsmobile is still very much on display in that particular adaptation. Let's see what happens. It gets dropped from the sky at one point, lands in medieval times.
Oh, yes!
It is used to outrun menacing demons. It hauls Ash's trailer at various times. Really, a reliable vehicle.
That car.
Yeah.
If they were here, I think Sean and Taylor, talking about vehicles, would mention in the Dresden Files, the main character, Harry Dresden, has the same vehicle, and everything possible happens to this thing, and it's still running.
It's also an Oldsmobile 88?
I don't even know. I don't know vehicles at all,
okay.
but it's one of those things where, hey, yeah, cars.
Trademark used with me. Yeah, I get it. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know cars at all.
Yeah, me either.
But if it isn't, I know Elvira's Macamobile.
Yeah,
and that
which is very fun.
It's.
But this is Ash's trademark vehicle, so we had to acknowledge it.
No, yeah, we had to. Also, Elvira, I love Elvira. The commercial had to line.
Drop the Oldsmobile? Is that? Oh yeah, drop the Oldsmobile.
Commercial had the line, drop the Oldsmobile.
I like that. All right, moving on. Question number 4. In the 1986 remake of The Fly, scientist Seth Brundle's initial attempt at teleportation turns an animal inside out. Gross. What was this unfortunate animal? Was it a wombat, a chimpanzee, a rabbit, or a baboon? Your options are wombat, chimpanzee, rabbit, and baboon.
Oh.
These are not the responses that I would have anticipated for this question. Interesting.
All right, time is up there. There's still some time here. Drop the Oldsmobile. Sorry. Okay.
Okay. We will display the correct answer. Correct answer is a baboon. The majority of responses were rabbit. It's actually much grosser than that. Would be horrible for any animal to be turned inside out by a teleportation machine. But the baboon scene in The Fly, ew. Very effective. This is another Cronenberg adaptation, The Fly. Jeff Goldblum, so good in this. Really a lot of fun.
Number when your guessing streak has run out.
Okay. All right, moving along.
No one got that right.
Not a single individual.
Not one of you got it right, so you're fine. All of you got it wrong. It's fine. Hashtag, sorry. Oh, hashtag when your guessing streak has run out. I'm trying to be cool. We're cool. We're all cool. We're all cool here.
Yeah, for sure.
What was I gonna say? Oh, in Universal Studios. I don't know if you've ever been. I've never been to the Hollywood one. I've been to the Orlando one. The very first trip we took, I must have been like 12, right?
Okay.
We didn't know what it was. We just got in line for it and went in, right? Because again, we have no clue what we're doing.
Right.
There is something called the Horror and Makeup Show in Universal Studios. Not Islands of Adventure. It has to be Universal Studios Sisters too. There's also the Monster Cafe, which I highly recommend. It is fantastic. Gamer, we've been there. Anyway, they had, I'm sure it's different now, but they had a segment where they showed a bit of The Fly. Because they'll come out and say, oh, look at this scene. Okay, actually that was just like this goo, or that was just this. To make it like, ew, it's not gross. It's actually, look at practical effects, right? And that's what got me into like behind the scenes stuff. Because I was 12
Really?
and I was like,
That experience?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, I want to know how stuff is made.
Huh.
Yeah, because it's just so cool how they do it. It's also really funny, and they, as far as I know, they still have it. Yep. Heck yeah. R.I.P. Baboon. Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up
And
because they had a fly segment on there, and I thought it was like the scariest thing I'd ever seen. And they actually come on and show stuff.
At
and I was
12
like,
years old, yeah.
I was 12.
Yeah, for sure. And before we go on to the next question, we will just acknowledge that animal testing is wrong, and you should not put baboons or any other animals in teleportation devices. We abhor that behavior.
Yeah.
There's our official stance. Moving on. Question number 5. Oh, what a great gift. Very nice. Question number 5. In Fright Night, 3 teens battle a vampire with the help of a TV horror host named Peter Vincent. The name Peter Vincent is a tribute to 2 legendary horror actors, Vincent Price and... Is it Peter Cushing, Peter Graves, Peter Sellers, or Peter Vaughn? Your options are Peter Cushing, Peter Graves, Peter Sellers, or Peter Vaughn. The majority of responses seem to be on target. All right, time is up, just about.
Horror movies changing lives.
Okay, well, literally in your case, yeah. Okay, we will now reveal the correct answer.
Oh, right. I just guess.
The correct answer is Peter Cushing, of course. And how appropriate that this fictional TV horror host, a Svengoolie of sorts, is bears the name of Vincent Price and Peter Cushing. Peter Cushing appeared in many, many horror Hammer productions, but you know, he's Dr. Van Helsing. He's the great foe of Christopher Lee's Dracula.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, there were a lot, and I'm glad this one came out a little larger. The visual here, and it's it was either this one or the one where they're all just like. I'm like, no, I want this one.
We rewatched Fright Night as recently as maybe a month or 2 ago, and Chris Sarandon's dancing scene in the discotheque to the 80s music with his pleated pants is so funny. Unintentionally so, but still, that movie's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you look back on it and you're like...
Yeah, the effects are great. Yeah, and you gotta love them banding together to fight this ancient evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that was question 5, so that means we should take a look at the rankings. All right, now you may have noticed that the number of points is specific to this round. So you're not looking at your cumulative points for the game. You are only looking at the points that you've accrued within this round, round 2. So the other one, very mysterious figure, still holding the lead, or continues to hold the lead within this round. And Disgruntled Jedi, pretty close behind at 21. Yeah. It's almost as though we strategically paced the game so that this round would be more difficult. We did not. That's just sort of the way it happened.
There is an order. There's order to this madness, but it's not it.
It's not.
We didn't make them more difficult as the rounds went on.
Yeah. All right, we'll keep going.
To an end. We lost Ghost.
Did we?
Yeah. Where's Ghost? Where'd you go? And then what was that name? Klaatu. Yeah. We lost people.
Yeah, that's
all right.
Oh, this is fun. Question number 6. All right. The opening song of the film The Lost Boys is a cover of the Doors song People Are Strange. Who performs the song? Is it A, Bauhaus, B, Susie and the Banshees, C, Love and Rockets, or D, Echo and the Bunnymen? Your options are Bauhaus, Susie and the Banshees, Love and Rockets, or Echo and the Bunnymen.
time's up.
Okay. Okay, looking at the responses here, this is funny to me because when I put these questions together, this is the one where I told Erica, no one will know this. And,
I had hope.
And there's no reason that you should know the answer. All of the options that were presented to you, Bauhaus through Echo and the Bunnymen, they're all sort of goth-adjacent performers. Some I like more than others. Bauhaus has the famous song Bela Lugosi's Dead, which still bangs. Susie and the Banshees, kind of fun. They have a cool cover of The Passenger by Iggy Pop. Echo and the Bunnymen was the correct answer. And most famous probably for their song The Killing Moon. Inappropriately doom-laden track. But they were, I guess, more of a new wave band probably than goth. They perform a cover of the Doors song People Are Strange at the start of The Lost Boys and kind of sets the tone for the movie. We were talking during the prior question about things that are unintentionally funny in horror movies. There is a scene in The Lost Boys where they are at this hilarious outdoor 80s party sort of near the boardwalk, and there's this guy who plays a saxophone very seductively up on stage. And
That was one of the...
yes, you cannot watch that scene and not laugh out loud. I love The Lost Boys, but it's real goofy. Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland's great. Yeah, in that particular role, not generally.
Not in general. You just gotta look at people from their role, separate them from other stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. Moving on. Question number 7. In the film Midsummer, a group of American college students participate in a midsummer celebration that takes place every blank years. Your options are 25 years, 40 years, 70 years, or 90 years. It's a midsummer celebration that takes place every 25 years, 40 years, 70 years, or 90 years. See, did everybody get their answers in there?
Oh.
Okay. All right, so we're out of time in the feed. Yeah.
Yeah, we're out of time everywhere. Correct answer. Also, I did notice that some are not putting their answers in. There is less time in this round. There is actually 25 seconds in round 2, versus 30 seconds in round 1. And before we forget, round 3 actually has 20 seconds. So the time's getting shorter and shorter there.
And that's not because we're in a hurry to end this program. It's just to add drama. To escalate things, yes. The correct answer here was 90 years. This Midsummer celebration is held every 90 years. If you've not seen Midsummer, I'm hesitant to talk a lot about it because I feel like it's cool if you experience the reveal within the movie. I really liked it. Did you see Midsummer?
I haven't seen it yet. No, but I've heard of it, and I mean, it's super artsy.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, just the GIF alone, like, wow, that's... Wow.
Yeah, the artistry of that particular film.
I love Saxophone Guy. Yo!
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm not the only one who knows that this is a hilarious thing in The Lost Boys. Okay, it's a GIF, so then people know.
I did see it.
Yeah. Okay. We'll move on. Question number 8. Director Frank Darabont has famously adapted several Stephen King works into popular films. Which of the following Stephen King adaptations was not directed by Frank Darabont? Is it The Mist, Misery, The Green Mile, The Shawshank Redemption? Which of the following was not directed by Frank Darabont? The Mist, Misery, The Green Mile, or The Shawshank Redemption?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Shawshank Redemption was an amazing movie.
Is that still the AFI most loved film?
I don't know.
It was top of that list forever, and I just think to myself, is it because it's always on AMC, or is it?
It
always
is always on AMC,
because-
isn't it?
I don't know.
It's that and what's that? This is one movie that's always on TV, like no matter what channel it is, but I don't know what it is. I don't know, this is what happens when you stop watching TV.
Yeah, it's alright. We'll keep it horror centric. We'll move on.
I just saw it in March for the first time. Oh yeah.
I will no longer
Shawshank Redemption.
keep you in suspense. The correct answer is. The correct answer is Misery, and the majority of you knew that that was the correct answer. Frank Darabont. Well, I guess we should say this first. Stephen King has opinions on everything, and he has very strong opinions on the way his films have been adapted. Very cool guy who is very chill about letting people adapt his work, but does not hesitate to talk about the ones that he doesn't care for. Legendarily disdainful of the Stanley Kubrick adaptation of The Shining.
I was just reading an article about that.
Yeah, that's very specific to Stephen King. But in any case, that dude loves Frank Darabont. I read some interview with him at one point where he said that he wishes Frank Darabont would just spend his time adapting Stephen King books into movies. He's a big fan, so good for them.
So The Mist, because when I was inputting all of these in, I had like a flashback. So my sister and I did see the summarized version of The Mist. Now, not the first time I had seen it. I knew the ending because it was one of those things where it was on TV one day and I just wanted to watch whatever was after that.
That ending
So
is rough.
I was in there, so I was like, I'll just finish whatever this is. I had no idea what it was. So I'm just like watching and I'm just like, oh, they're trapped in a car. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Like, and then the ending is like,
Yeah.
what?
We're not spoiling the movie for you, but if you do watch The Mist, just know.
And that wasn't Stephen King's ending.
No,
That-
they changed it.
They
yeah.
changed it for the movie. The ending is just, okay.
Yeah.
This one is a definitive end, and it's
It's tough.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Has anyone seen The Mist by any chance? I'm sure people have. I actually haven't seen Misery the whole way through.
That one has got the. Maybe I shouldn't say. Yeah, there's also a very memorable and sort of challenging scene in Misery, but well acted. Yeah, for sure.
No, yeah,
And I think Carrie in the chat mentioned Castle Rock. So
Has anyone seen The Mist? Only in the morning.
nice. That's our prompt to move on. Okay.
All right, we'll move on.
Question number 9. Question number 9. Oh, look at that silhouette. Question number 9. In A Nightmare on Elm Street, Glenn, played by Johnny Depp, falls asleep while watching television and is murdered by Freddy Krueger. It happens. What was he watching on television? Is it A, The Golden Girls, B, The Muppet Show, C, Miss Nude America, or D, Knight Rider? Your options are The Golden Girls, The Muppet Show, Miss Nude America, and Knight Rider. See what responses we've gotten. Still coming in? Okay. Excellent. Time has just about elapsed.
Okay.
Yes. We will display the answer for you now. Correct answer. Miss Nude America. One of those things is not like the others, huh? Okay. How do we know that that's what he's watching? Well, because Glenn is wearing one of those weird football jersey half shirts and got big old-fashioned 80s headphones on, and his mom comes in to sort of tuck him in, and he makes a point of saying that tonight on television He's going to watch Miss Nude America. Always thought it was a very odd thing for him to share with his mother. But, yeah, he happens to fall asleep, which allows Freddy Krueger to enter his dream.
Yep.
Bit of trivia with that.
Okay, Grave Babe. Misery may be my fave Stephen King adaptation.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
So there's a rec for you.
Yeah, there we go. Shameless plug. We actually have Golden Girls trivia.
We absolutely do.
When is that? September?
Yes, it will be, and it will be in the newsletter, which
it will be in our newsletter, which you should be expecting sometime in a few weeks, right?
Couple weeks.
Yeah, in a couple more weeks, that'll be in our newsletter. We have a whole slew of these things coming up, and Golden Girls is one of them.
Indeed.
I should do Muppet Show. I love Muppet Show.
Man.
Muppet Show.
Sound off in the chat if this horror crowd also wants to participate in the Muppet Show trivia.
Muppet Show.
Muppets are fun. Yeah, we'll move on. But the murder of Glenn, the Johnny Depp character in A Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven says that they used 80 gallons of fake blood in that scene alone. And it is very memorable. That's where the hole opens up in the bed and swallows Glenn. And then what erupts from it is just a giant fountain of fake blood. Very creepy. One of the, in my opinion, creepier scenes in that original Nightmare on Elm Street.
I don't remember if it was original Nightmare, but where was it where they like turned the room over?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
okay,
the original.
Yeah, like
yeah,
they
for sure.
build it up. Yeah. Yes, Muppets. See, I got one.
Yeah, the room changing that takes place that's the first kill in A Nightmare on Elm Street. I could really digress on this indefinitely. I won't. But I think that first Nightmare on Elm Street is level of artistry that's really missing from the sequels. Some of them are a lot of fun. Freddy gets a little more comic book goofy,
yeah.
I think. But the first one in the franchise is real unsettling.
Oh yeah, the second one he gets a little more serious, and then the rest of them are.
Yeah.
And I like how they kind of brought that back for one of the sequels, where it was like that fourth wall style, where the whole they brought that back. Same actress, was it?
I think so.
Yeah, if she again in the room and they
was it Heather Langenkamp or?
Yeah, it was some name I couldn't pronounce.
Okay, we'll move on.
All right.
Final question of round 2. What character in Scream says, "It's the millennium, motives are incidental"? Your options are Sydney, Randy, Stu, or Gail. Who says it's the millennium, motives are incidental? Is it Sydney, Randy, Stu, or Gail? Everybody seems to have a pretty clear sense of who did this. How are we doing on time? Still going.
9
Okay,
seconds will
you
be
got
here.
time. Okay, we will display the correct answer now. Correct answer is Randy, of course. The video store clerk, horror movie expert, shares the rules of the slasher genre with all his high school friends. I was about to divulge when he dies and in which movie. I don't need to do that. But, you know, you've probably seen them. Yeah, that concludes round 2. Should we take a look at the leaderboard?
Yes, leaderboard. All right, so this is just for this round. All right, so we're going to go here.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
I know. All right, so what? Okay, we have the other one just leading it with 48 points. Disgruntled Jedi doing very well with 30. Scary.
So many wives.
In third place with 8, Roxy Pie with 7, followed by KC at 0, and AML with 0. Wonder who AML was.
Hard to say, but keep it, keep it
All
going.
Right, keep it going.
Keep
All
guessing.
right.
Thank you for playing. We got one more round to go.
Oh, one sec. We gotta do.
Oh.
And Okay, we're gonna wait until that lag goes. It should come up in a second.
Your options are safety or death. And this is not a reflection on the outcome of the game.
I remember watching those, and they're so funny. I think I was like 11.
I have no memory of the scary movies. Yeah. Right. Okay. So final round.
Nope. Yep. Final round. All right, everyone. You are going to, just like we did in the other round, we're gonna go ahead and warp you over. Let me go ahead find that real quick, and then your screen should list round 3. Okay. So warping now.
Hold on to something.
Alright, to catch up on the chat, yes, it is Scary Movie. That was the original Scary Movie. Which I think was very poignant, because that was when all of the horror genre changed then. Because it was the teen slasher thing.
Yes, Scream changed things in a big way. And not just with, like, in my opinion, subpar knockoffs like I Know What You Did Last Summer. I think it really grounded things in a more teen-centric slasher genre.
Did you ever see I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, goodness. I'm so glad we saw the summary of that, because I was just sitting there going, there's no way.
Yeah.
There is no way.
And I should say at this point, any unkind thing that Erica or I have said about any of these movies, they're all fun, and I'll watch any of these horror movies. So just know that the things I'm making fun of, I also love them. Come on.
They're also completely warranted.
Yeah. Yeah, those criticisms are fair.
All right, we're going to go ahead. This is the 3rd round. This will be the last round, and like I mentioned earlier, you only have 20 seconds to answer these questions, but each of these questions is worth 15 points, whereas the previous ones were worth 10 points. So if you feel that you haven't been doing too well, you can more than catch up if you just go ahead and try these, okay? So there will be no GIF or added imagery to these, because that would give too much away. So all of these are just the questions.
And for those of you who have just showed up more recently, this is a real opportunity for you to gain ground and get caught up. Okay, we're in there. Round 3, question number 1. The appearance of the menacing demon in the 2010 film Insidious is sometimes accompanied by what novelty song? Is it A, Surfin' Bird, B, The Purple People Eater, C, Yakety Yak, or D, Tiptoe Through the Tulips? Your options are Surfin' Bird, The Purple People Eater, Yakety Yak, or Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Okay, let's see. Has everybody had the opportunity to weigh in? Yep, all the answers are in. And we will reveal the correct answer now. Correct answer, of course, is Tiny Tim singing Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Yeah, if you were to Google this song,
which I'm doing right now,
the very top result will be something like, why is Tiptoe Through the Tulips so scary? Which, you know, fair question. I think it's Tiny Tim's falsetto voice, perhaps. The demon within, man, I'm sorry that we keeps coming back to Star Wars, and I don't want it to, but it's because I'm with Erica, and Erica's an expert in these masters, a Jedi, if you will. But when we were talking about the very disturbing, menacing demon in the Insidious franchise, what did you say, Erica?
It is Darth Maul.
It is.
It
Darth
looks
Maul.
exactly like Darth Maul. If it wasn't because Darth Maul has his lines are different, but it's Darth Maul. Like, what are you doing here? Get back over there. Played by Ray Park. Okay, so I have it up. If you've never seen Insidious, that's fine. But this is the song, so I'm gonna try to play it through the microphone. See if that'll work.
Oh. It's almost as as though you don't need the demon. In the chat,
Okay.
Grave Babe says no, and I'm not sure if she's saying no, she can't hear it,
Oh, no.
or if this is a just no.
No, it says oh no. It's like, oh jeez. Okay, for the sake of time, I'm gonna stop it now. But,
Yeah, we'll move it along. I will say real quick, Tiny Tim, the singer that you heard there, actually had a did perform in a horror movie himself later in the 80s. He was in a slasher movie called Blood Harvest. His acting is atrocious, but kind of a fun movie. I think it's available on Shudder if you have that as a streaming service, and it was featured on Shudder for sure. But don't necessarily seek it out unless you want to see Tiny Tim as a horrifying clown. We'll move on. Okay, question number 2 of round 3. Question number 2. He'll tear your soul apart. This is the tagline for what movie? Is it The Omen, Hellraiser, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors, or Bram Stoker's Dracula? He'll tear your soul apart. The tagline for The Omen, Hellraiser, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors, or Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh, look at that. Okay, these are my all-time favorite movies ever.
Well, there you go. The fact that we grouped them is kind of funny. Very cool. Okay.
All right, we are out of time. All right, so the correct answer is
Correct answer is, of course, Hellraiser. Based on a novella by Clive Barker, who then wrote and directed the film adaptation, the force that will tear you apart. The he in the tagline is, of course, Pinhead. I'll be honest, not a great fan of this franchise. Some people really like the Cenobites and think they're super fun. Yeah, you read any Clive Barker?
no,
Yeah, kind of interesting.
but I've actually never seen this movie or any of them.
I feel like you watched the abridged video thing of the...
He doesn't have one yet.
No, okay.
Yeah, so I will seek another one out so that I can know, but I know just based on his animatronics at all the Halloween stores, I know exactly what he looks like.
Yeah.
I know the basic story. Okay.
Erica says okay.
Okay.
Moving on to question number 3. And look at that perfect accompaniment there. That GIF says everything. Question 3. What character says the following in The Shining? I'm sorry to differ with you, sir, but you are the caretaker. You've always been the caretaker. I should know, sir. I've always been here. Your options are A. Delbert Grady, B. Larry Talbot, C. Martin Brody, or D. Guy Woodhouse. Is it Delbert Grady, Larry Talbot, Martin Brody, or Guy Woodhouse? A lot of responses here seem to indicate that we're pretty familiar with this movie, which is cool. Okay, all the responses are in. So we'll go ahead and display the correct answer. Correct answer, of course, is Delbert Grady. This is maybe my favorite scene in The Shining. I think Kubrick's Shining, despite Stephen King's misgivings, is maybe the best horror movie ever made.
Message retracted.
Just love it. And the Delbert Grady scene has a sort of dreamlike quality to it. It's very unsettling. At this point in the movie, we know that Delbert Grady was the former caretaker of the Overlook Hotel, who has murdered his family and himself, but here he is at the bar with Jack Torrance, giving him very, very bad advice. A wonderful scene in a wonderful movie. And clearly, most of you are very familiar with The Shining because a lot of correct answers on that one. Yeah.
We do have a retracted message. I can't see what it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
All
right.
right.
Moving on. Question number 4. Which of the following horror films was not nominated for the Academy Award for Best Picture? Which of the following horror films was not nominated for the Academy Award for Best Picture? Is it A, The Exorcist, B, Jaws, C, The Sixth Sense, or D, Rosemary's Baby? Your options are The Exorcist, Jaws, The Sixth Sense, or Rosemary's Baby. Interesting. Okay. All right, all the responses are in.
Yep, and we're out of time over here.
Out of time. All right, we will now display the correct answer. Correct answer is, of course, Rosemary's Baby. The Academy does a lot of weird things. I would say none of us are really necessarily going to defend what the Motion Picture Academy does in any regard, but they also don't really care for horror movies, is the point that we're making. Very few of them have ever been nominated for Best Picture. Rosemary's Baby was not nominated. Fantastic movie, but not nominated for Best Picture. The others represented here were, of course, nominated but did not win.
Yeah.
So The Exorcist, Jaws, and The Sixth Sense all nominated for Best Picture but did not win. Earlier in the game, we were talking about, in the chat, about Silence of the Lambs. That's the only horror movie ever to have won Best Picture.
Yep.
Yeah. And we consider that a horror movie. It's also a thriller.
Yeah, it's
But
horror thriller.
yeah, right.
All
Okay.
right.
Moving on to question number 5. Question number 5. It doesn't think. It doesn't feel. It doesn't give up. This is the tagline for what movie? Is it A, Creature from the Black Lagoon, B, It Follows, C, The Babadook, or D, A Quiet Place? Your options are Creature from the Black Lagoon, It Follows, The Babadook, or A Quiet Place. Oh, almost everybody knew this one. Wow, that's very cool. Okay. All the responses are in? Yes. So we will show the correct answer now. Correct answer is It Follows. I am just thrilled that everybody knew that. I love that movie. I think it's so good. Have you seen It Follows?
I haven't. No.
Very creative, both in terms of its subject matter, the perspective from which it's filmed, but the setting. Oh my God, I love so much that they really make incredible use of dilapidated and decaying spaces in Detroit, not in a voyeuristic way, but as an integral part of the story. It's so good. The tagline, which appeared on posters and so on, it doesn't think, it doesn't feel, it doesn't give up. Could have been appropriate for these other options. Kind of funny in the context of The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
But,
which I have seen, along with Quiet Place.
yeah. Do we have time to talk about The Creature from the Black? We're not doing
I
it.
don't know, man.
We're gonna go.
We are actually 15 minutes past
Okay.
the time that we were supposed to end.
Yeah.
But I appreciate everyone sticking around because I knew it and changed my mind last minute. Hey, that's not all.
All right, we're gonna pick up the pace.
Yeah, we gotta pick up the pace because we do need to wrap this up. But we are already a little bit past our scheduled time. But I appreciate everyone still being here, still participating. We have 5 more questions. This is the 5th one, so we're gonna go ahead and see the leaderboard now. What the?
Wow, some new faces. Look at this.
Hello.
First place is someone who's named themselves Spook and answered 3 out of 10 questions correctly, 27 points.
I'm coming for you, the other one. The
Yeah.
other one's not here. Oh, no, there it is.
A lot of movement in the leaderboard here. Wow, okay. And once again, these points only reflect what's happened within this final round, round 3. At the very end of the game, we will have the cumulative scores, and we will have a true winner for horror movie trivia.
AML, Accounts Manager Librarian.
You think?
I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Okay, question number 6. They won't stay dead. This is the tagline for what movie? Is it A, I Walked with a Zombie, B, Night of the Living Dead, C, Brain Dead, or D, 28 Days Later? The options are I Walked with a Zombie, Night of the Living Dead, Brain Dead, or 28 Days Later.
I missed a capital letter on living, but all right.
No one cares about that typo because they're having so much fun. All right, just about out of time. Okay, all the responses are in. We will now display the correct answer.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, we get a thumbs up. Yay.
Correct answer is Night of the Living Dead. All of the options that were presented to you are, of course, zombie movies, and I kind of want to talk about them, but the correct answer was, you know, the original, the one that set the template for, you know, subsequent zombie films, Night of the Living Dead. It is a classic. Other options were I Walked with a Zombie, which a Val Lewton movie from the 40s. Kind of interesting. If you watch the trailer for it on YouTube or whatever, there's a very dramatic voiceover that says, I walked with a zombie once. It's very goofy. Brain Dead is, believe it or not, a Peter Jackson film when he was still in New Zealand.
The Peter Jackson?
The one and
Whoa,
only.
whoa.
And also better known probably under the name Dead Alive, but a little confusing because of Evil Dead. In any case, originally released under the name Brain Dead. They say one of the goriest movies ever filmed, actually, but also maybe the funniest. It is so silly, very comic book style. Yeah, anyway. Other option was 28 Days Later, also a zombie movie, but the correct answer, They Won't Stay Dead. Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, when it comes to zombie movies, if you want to see what's going on in the world, just see what zombie movie's releasing. Night of the Living Dead, people coming back from radiation, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the worry at the time was radiation. 28 Days Later was a virus.
Yeah. We could have talked about Dawn of the Dead, which is really a commentary on consumerism.
Consumerism.
You know, certainly the late 70s and the 80s. This is what you get when you tune in for these trivia events. We talk about the zeitgeist. These are things that we do. Moving on, because I know you probably want to go to dinner. Question number 7. Which one of the following films are based on a story by weird fiction author H.P. Lovecraft? Which one of the following films are based on a story by weird fiction author H.P. Lovecraft? Is it A, Alien, B, Reanimator, C, The Others, or D, The House of the Devil? Your options are Alien, Reanimator, The Others, The House of the Devil. People are answering. Still got some time. Okay. All the responses are in. We're out of time. I will show the correct answer. Correct answer is Reanimator. There is a lot happening with this movie. I would say it's an adaptation in the very loosest sense. It's based on Lovecraft's story Herbert West Reanimator. Lovecraft, most famous for his cosmic horror fiction. Elder gods and extraterrestrials whose indifference to mankind destroys it. Yeah, Reanimator isn't that. It is intentionally campy. It's a lot of fun. It is truly a mad scientist movie. Corpses reanimated, some of them headless. No one in the chat is expressing a great deal of appreciation for Reanimator, but the score, though, pretty great.
All hail Cthulhu.
All hail.
And if that Funko Pop weren't so expensive, I'd have it.
Indeed. Yeah, the music you heard at the prior to us beginning the trivia event was the Reanimator score. Yeah.
But yeah, it's that's the music that you were hearing when we were waiting, with the countdown that got screwed up. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what you were hearing.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it very much.
Moving on to question number 8. Question number 8. Who will survive and what will be left of them? This is the tagline for what movie? Is it A, Black Christmas, B, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, C, The Hills Have Eyes, or D, Friday the 13th? Who will survive and what will be left of them? Is that the tagline from Black Christmas, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Hills Have Eyes, or Friday the 13th? Few seconds left. Still get your answer in there if you've not done so yet.
Oh, yo.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Just about everybody knew the answer here. Okay, we will show the correct answer now. Correct answer is, of course, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Not really my favorite horror film, but it was certainly extremely influential. Very menacing horror film, but it's been pointed out that the... I'm getting distracted by the chat. Yeah, it's been pointed out that very little blood or gore of any kind. The horror in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is really implied menace, whereas the actual violence takes place mostly off-screen. Influential film, pretty cool. One of those that's one of several very famous horror films that at least has some basis in the real-life Ed Gein crimes. Moving on to question number 9. From what film is the following line of dialogue taken? The way you walked was thorny through no fault of your own. But as the rain enters the soil, the river enters the sea, so tears run to a predestined end. From what film was that line of dialogue taken? Is it A, The Wolfman, B, The Mummy, C, Us, or D, Suspiria?
Love the drama.
Your options are A, The Wolfman, B, The Mummy, C, Us, or D, Suspiria. Few seconds left to get your answers in there.
Alright, we're good.
And we're out of time. Let's see what the correct answer was. Correct answer, of course, is The Wolfman. The Wolfman. I love all these movies. Suspiria may be one of my favorite horror movies, but I think just about everybody knew that this is from The Wolfman. Line spoken by the fortune teller when her son, played by Bela Lugosi, very small role for him.
Yeah, very small.
His werewolf curse comes to an end through his death, and sort of an elegy, very poetic language used there. I love The Wolfman way too much.
Doesn't she say it at the end too when
She
Larry
does,
is...
yeah. She repeats it when Larry is, watch The Wolfman. Yeah.
Speaking of Svengoolie, that was on there a couple weeks ago, so I was there. But it's at the point where it's like, oh, it's on TV. Okay, I'm gonna go do something else, but I can still hear it.
Yeah, you can still.
Plus, those
still
commercials
appreciate
are like 10 minutes long.
They really are. Are we on the last question?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Question number 10.
Man, you guys are real troopers. You stayed with us through this whole time. We went long. That sort of always happens with our trivia events. We get excited about things and we can't stop talking, like I'm doing right now about the horror movies that we love. But we're going to close it out here. Final question, round 3, question number 10. Roger Ebert wrote that Michael Myers is a man who feels no pain. He can take a licking and keep on slicing. Whatever he's got, mankind needs it. What film in the Halloween franchise was Ebert reviewing when he made that statement? Was it A, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, B, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, C, Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, or D, Halloween H2O, 20 years later? And the fact that I was able to say all of those within 20 seconds is impressive. Few seconds left to get your answers in there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So they were able to wrap it up, but they gotta go.
Excellent. Okay, all the responses are in. We will now display the correct answer to the final question. Correct answer is Halloween H2O, 20 years later. This brought Jamie Lee Curtis back to the franchise. Roger Ebert, huge fan of the first Halloween, gave it 4 stars back in the 70s. Watched all of the subsequent films in the franchise. We can all agree they're a mixed bag. Quality varies.
Quality varies?
Yes. Ebert really did not care for Halloween H2O 20 years later. He, one of his famous scathing reviews, and it was later published in one of his collections. That one was, I hated this movie. Yeah, you know, it's fine. This was so fun. We absolutely need to take a look at the leaderboard and see who the winners were.
Yeah.
Just know, regardless of whether or not you come out on top, really appreciate you playing. This was very cool.
Alright, so this is for this round only. I'm gonna go ahead and see that. We have Spook with 71. Is that even a thing? Can we? No, yeah, right? With 71 points. The other one for 56, Disgruntled Jedi at 49, AML with 35, and Roxy Pie at 33. Now, this is just this round. So let's go ahead and show the cumulative score. So this is our winner. Gonna wait for this to catch up. Drum roll. The other one wins with 134 points, followed very closely by Disgruntled Jedi with 105, and Spook coming out at 71. So yay! Congrats! AML came in twice. Alright, KC, okay, Klaatu, heck yeah! Alright, I still don't know who everyone was, so congrats if you're in the chat. Awesome. If you're not in the chat, you should take a screenshot so you can show off later.
Absolutely. We'll keep this up for a little bit so you can get a screenshot there. You should be proud of your accomplishment.
Yeah, like Jason said, thanks so much for hanging out. This was that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was a good time.
This was good.
Yeah.
Now we do have tons of other trivias coming up. They will be in our newsletter, but because it is also this month, we also have more office trivia. That is what it's called. It is actually, when is it?
25th.
Yeah, it is the 25th of August. Now, the upcoming trivias do require registration. So if you or you know someone is a giant Office fan and they know everything about it, go ahead and get them to sign up. August 25th. That is a 6:30 to 8:30 time, though.
Later in the evening.
So it's later in the evening. So it on August 25th it hasn't even started yet. It's only about to be 6 o'clock. So go ahead and sign up. That one is not in our newsletter, so I didn't want to bring it up. We also have some others coming up, but those will be revealed later on. Disgruntled Jedi, fun game. Super Mario Gamer, woo! Grave Babe, heck yeah! Alright, so we're going to go ahead and log off. You can go ahead and find a bunch of information about not only our trivia, but a bunch of other stuff that we're doing over on our social media pages. We're going to go ahead and switch over to that screen in a second, and we're going to leave that on. But for right now, we are done.
We are done. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. This was really cool, guys. Thanks a lot.
Alright, bye.